Hey everyone, it's Dr. Ramani. Welcome back to this YouTube channel that takes on all kinds of issues related to narcissism. If you are new to this channel, please subscribe. We'd love to have you join our community, and you can hit that button for notifications, and then you'll be told every time we post a new video, which is every day. So I'm back with Am I the Asshole? So many people are actually liking this, and I've now fully gone into the rabbit hole of these Am I the Asshole stories. And to everyone who comments on these Reddit threads, I will tell you, you have become my my source of laughter in some bleak moments. So thank you. So let's take this one on, because this is a doozy. This one is, am I the asshole for reading romance novels despite it making my boyfriend uncomfortable? At first, I thought maybe the boyfriend was illiterate and she should be so lucky that he was, because that's not the problem here. So I'm a 29-year-old female. I'm a huge lover of romance novels. It doesn't matter how bad or trashy they are. They're just fun to veg out to, as they require very little focus. I enjoy more nuanced books too, but they require more focus, and I don't always have the energy for that. I've currently been binging all of Susan Trombley's book. 10 out of 10 would recommend if you like the sci-fi fantasy romance novels. Bless this woman for being probably one of the few people in 2022 who's actually reading for entertainment. And everybody loves a trashy read, hun. So far, sounds good. My boyfriend, a 30-year-old male, has never liked me reading these kinds of books in our 2 years of dating, as they make him uncomfortable. So I stopped reading them around him. I figure while not every book in this genre is pornographic, a fair few are. So that was likely why he was uncomfortable. So I didn't push further. It's a book. We are discussing moving in together, and he has told me he doesn't want my books on the bookshelves, as it's embarrassing to have them out in the open like that. Oh, no. I told him if he prefer, I'll keep them on a bookshelf that isn't in the living room of the house where guests could see it. But no, turns out he doesn't want them on a bookshelf at all. This is not a red flag. This is like someone painting every house in the town red and the sky turning red. Like, this is beyond flag. You can't keep your books on the shelf. That is control mixed with like book burning. What is that? No, this is not okay. Like that right there. I don't have to read anymore like this. No, you're not only not the asshole, dump the dude and keep all your bookshelves with your books on them. I ended up asking him what his issue was, and he told me, and I told him that the books were harmless. He has told me I make him uncomfortable by enjoying these kinds of books, as they seem low intelligence. No, wow. And that it also make him feel less like he's not enough. She's reading a book, okay? And that's enough to make him feel not enough. I told him that he was, of course, enough, person having to reassure this person, and pointed out how him watching porn doesn't mean I am not enough for him, does it? But he refuses to see the similarity. Okay, so in no universe I've ever lived in, books and porn on the same level. Okay. But apparently to this dude, his watching porn is actually, he's thinking that his watching porn is more virtuous than her reading her romance books. I always figured it was harmless to read these kinds of books, because it is. I don't get why it makes him so uncomfortable. Maybe I'm the asshole for still reading them despite knowing he feels this way. Wow. Okay. So let's just break down some of the dynamics here. Some of you watch this channel regularly. You know, one of the things I say, like if you're in recovery from narcissistic abuse, that one of the things that you're supposed to do is not just write a list of all the things about the person that are problematic and troubling, but also make a list of all the things that you had to give up for this relationship. So when you kick the person out, you can actually go and live your life with these things back in it. We could save this woman a whole world of hurt, of having to box up her books and not have the bookshelves, and just remove the guy from her life and keep the books. This is what narcissistic relationships of any kind. I don't know if this dude's narcissistic. He's clearly deeply insecure and is very controlling. That's all we know from this, is that, again, insecure and controlling. and also sort of elitist and devaluing by calling her low intelligence for reading these kinds of romance books. It's sort of for fun. Meanwhile, homie is jerking off in the bathroom to his porn, and that apparently makes him Shakespeare. So I'm missing that whole, how he's not even able to see that connection. But the idea that you're being told that the things you do are not only not acceptable, but they're problematic, they're a threat, and they make you less than, is a real problem. And this person's clearly early enough in this relationship, because it seems like they're going to be moving in together. Definitely, that does not sound like a very good idea. But this person's censoring herself. Listen, we all make trade-offs in relationships, right? We may not cook with truffles. I don't know, one night when a partner's home, if they really are, their stomach turns to the smell of truffles. Or if somebody gets into a relationship with somebody who, I don't know, doesn't like watching a certain kind of show, you won't watch those on your days together, whatever it may be. Or you might have different habits in the night about how you turn lights on. There are those compromises, right? But those compromises can be communicated about without telling someone they have low intelligence. That idea of taking away, encroaching on the things that give a person joy, because clearly this woman enjoys reading her books. And it just seems like just such a little, small, actually kind of old school escape in many ways, that this person couldn't tolerate it. Today it's books. What will this person encroach upon next? Her career, her job, her friends. It's just a matter of time. So this is obviously, no, she is not the asshole, beyond not the asshole. In fact, I'm just so thrilled that somebody's still reading these days, but that it really brings in those themes of devaluation, of control, of people censoring themselves and feeling like they have to start cutting off parts of themselves to stay in toxic relationships. For example, okay, I won't put my books on the shelves. Okay, I'll put my book in the guest room. Okay, I guess I'll get rid of my books. That's a slippery slope. The first time you recognize that somebody's really asking you to give up something that is not offensive, reading sort of trashy beach reads is not an offensive thing to do, and somebody's asking you to give those things up, like I said, it is a matter of time before you're going to be asked to give up much more significant things about your relationship. I would tell this lovely lady to get herself a U-Haul, box up those books, and drive off into the romance novel sunset. You can leave this guy home with his porn, and hopefully he can find some grand person who's not a reader, who can then, I don't know what the heck this guy is going to keep on the bookshelves, but she doesn't need to stick around to find out. So no, sweetie, you are not the asshole. And how sad that these are the kinds of things that happen in relationships. Toxic relationships are everywhere. And am I the asshole is a reminder of how much people still doubt these dynamics when it is that clear. Biggest red flag on the planet. People, survivors, still doubt themselves, but we're here to point out these patterns when what they are and really where the problems lurk. There's lots of them here. So thanks again for tuning in. Keep sending in the threads that you've liked seeing, because it's really fun to see which am I the assholes jump out at people. I found it to be actually one of the most interesting anthropological things I have ever seen, actually in my life, and certainly in a very, very long time. So thanks again.